Welcome to Business Talk, presented in collaboration with the University of Rio Grande and the Ohio State University South Centers, from the heart of southeastern Ohio at the University of Rio Grande TV studio. Our goals are simple: promote the University of Rio Grande and the Ohio State University South Centers, as well as advocate local small business and their support organizations. More importantly, promote southeastern Ohio as a wonderful place to live, explore, and learn. There are many different ways you can find us. The University of Rio Grande Cable Access Channel 17, live online at blogtalkradio.com, and on YouTube if you are unable to catch our show live. Introducing our co-hosts, Jason Winters, Mike Thompson, Patrick Dengel. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoy the show.
Hey, welcome back to our show. We have a very special guest today. I'm very pleased to be able to talk trash to you, finally, Jason.
That's right. Let's trash talk a little.
Yes. Sheridan Clagg. Sheridan has been a business owner here in the Gallia County since August 1st, 2006. And she does a very needy and very great service, and that is making sure that Gallia County is environmentally safe and clean. And she and David Clagg go around to various different places, and they pick up their refuse, their rubbish, their garbage, their trash.
You know, it's interesting, Pat, this morning as I was coming to work, I got, about 3 miles down the road, and I was thinking about my day as I normally do and what I've got accomplished. I got this class, I got that class, I got this meeting, I got that meeting, and then I was thinking about Sheridan being on the show today, and I thought, shoot, I forgot to put my garbage out. So I had to turn around, go home, and set it out so David would have something to pick up this afternoon.
Yeah, because he can't come back out there and get it.
No, he wouldn't come back out to pick it up, and I wasn't expecting to, but
Well, he would if you wanted to pay him some more money.
Absolutely. See, spoken like a true entrepreneur. I like the way she thinks.
Well,
And if you don't think that service is important, wait till they haven't done it for a few weeks, and then you'll think it's very important.
that is very, very true. Well, I'd like to get into finding a little bit out about how Sheridan started, or David started. Yeah, you are a volunteer, aren't you?
Yes,
for the business?
I'm not a business owner. Not at all.
And
The
you were able to-
representative.
yeah, representative. And so you get to do all the work and no pay.
Pretty much.
Actually, you help David with some of the bookkeeping.
Yeah, when
kind
I
of
can.
things. Yeah. But anyway, wanted to introduce Sheridan Clagg. Sheridan is with Claggs Waste Disposal, located here in Gallia County, in which they have 2 different trucks, my understanding,
Yes.
and that you go around to customers on various different routes and pick up their trash.
David does.
Well, David does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you used to, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So she helps out whenever she can, but you're the biggest rooter of David.
Yeah.
Let's see, you just celebrated not too long ago your 12th anniversary.
Yes.
I think that's fantastic.
Yes, we did.
That was yesterday.
Yes.
And so you obviously were able to make a nice dinner for David. And,
Yeah. Yeah, he was real happy when he came here to have a home cooked meal.
very good, very good.
You get kind of tired of hamburgers and hot dogs.
Oh, I hear you. But anyway, Sheridan, welcome to our show. We'd like to ask a number of different questions, but before we get into that, tell us about yourself. Have you lived here in Gallia County all your life?
No, I'm originally from down south, Georgia and Florida. I was born a rebel, but I transplanted. I've been here a little over 25 years. And I love this area. There's no place like Gallia County. No place like Gallia County in so many different ways. that
Well, I know that you're very active in the community and
we
and
try
different
to be.
Yes.
We try to be. We try and donate our time where we can. If we can't donate time, we try and donate something to help out. I'm hoping to actually during the summer do a food drive for the dog pound and the cat shelter.
I think that's great.
Very good.
If we can get everything coordinated right, it's just trying to get everybody working together.
Yeah, and that's one of the things you've always told me that you really love was the way the people.
Yeah, the people here are like no place I've ever been. The majority of the people are really good people. They try really hard to be there for each other, and I like that. You know.
So
gotta be there.
you're from the South. What
Yes.
brought you here? How did you end up in Gallia County?
And do your relatives down there think less of you for migrating to the north?
Being a northerner?
Yeah. My mother told me, well, don't complain about the weather. You're the one that moved to that godforsaken country up
Yeah.
there. And I told her, I said, if you ever came up here, you would never say that. Every season here is wonderful. There's always something beautiful about this area, no matter what the season is. And I've traveled all over the country, well, quite a bit all over the country. And I mean, even Colorado, and I love Colorado, but ain't no place like Gallia County.
Yeah, if it could be 70 and snowy, I'd be okay. I just
I absolutely agree.
See,
You know, the older I get, the thinner my blood gets.
Yeah.
I love the cold. I love the cold. I freeze David out
yeah.
all the time.
So-
So,
Okay, so what brought you here?
I was dating a guy at the time that was from here. And I came up here, and I rode my motorcycle up here the first time I came up, and I was here for a weekend and fell in love, and 6 months later I was living here.
Very good.
Sold off
Very good.
everything and moved here.
I understand that. There's a lot of good men in this county. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree.
Like, yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I think y'all are just a little bit prejudiced where that's concerned.
Or conceded, one or the other.
Yeah, something like that. I think I found a great man here, you know, but I've met quite a few really nice fellers here, but the only one that I could find that I could tolerate is the one I'm with now.
Well, I've had a chance to meet with David, and David's a nice person.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
and-
He was raised well.
Yeah, yeah. And so how did you get involved in trash collection?
I think the correct term is garbage collection.
Garbage?
Yes,
Or
garbage.
Or solid waste.
Or solid waste?
Yes.
Non-human
Yes.
solid waste. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, non-human solid waste. And actually, with Gallia County, you do have to have a solid waste hauler's permit. We have to be inspected once a year. And personally, I think it needs to be 2 or 3 times a year to make sure everybody's in compliance. We try and make sure we are in compliance to keep our trucks as safe as possible. What was the question you asked me?
How did you get involved in it? How did you start?
David was actually a carpenter, and the gentleman that he worked for, wonderful man, came up to him, and at the time, David was working 1 day a week as a garbage hauler for another company, and the fellow at the time didn't want to sell his business, which, you know, everybody has that right, and so he said, well, I can do this. And he came home one day after he had talked to his brother-in-law, and his brother-in-law said, well, if you ever decide you want to start that business, you just let me know. I'll be your first customer. David came home and said, well, I guess we're in the garbage business. So
So you started with one customer.
one customer,
Wow.
one truck, an idea, and no capital. He was taking money out of the grocery fund. The only money that he never took any money out of was from the animals, from our critters. The dogs and cats David's always said they were treated better than him. So, yeah.
Well, you do have that love for
Oh, I love critters.
yeah,
Yeah.
dogs and cats.
Yeah, except
and
snakes.
snakes.
No snakes. No spiders. We don't do snakes and spiders.
Well, are spiders animals?
I don't know, but I don't care what they are.
They're arachnids, aren't they? Arachnids?
Arachnids?
Arachnids.
Yes.
Yeah. As long as
so-
they stay high, they're okay in my house. But if they come down, and they always inevitably come down, and I keep telling David that's his job to kill the spiders. So I'm scared of them.
I understand, but So,
I got
so
off
when you,
on another
well, I
tangent.
know, that's all right. So you had one customer,
Yeah.
and it's
And-
been a slow building process.
Well, yeah, with what he would do, he decided that for us to get some customer base, we would ride around in the pretty weather, and people, they're out in their yards working and doing stuff, and we always had our business cards. I printed them up for him, and we'd have our business cards, and they'd be outside. Do you have a garbage service? Yeah. Are you happy with them? Yeah. Well, here, take a card. This is our business card. If something happens, you decide you want to try a different garbage service, please give us a call or think about it. And that's how, in the beginning, that's how a lot of it.
So you had to go through a few unique ways of advertising
Yeah.
and marketing.
Yeah. And we weren't after the people that were satisfied with the garbage service. We were after the people that were not.
What do
'Cause,
people complain about in those services?
one of the things that I had a lot of people complain about was that the big compactor trucks coming up to pick up the garbage, and they'd sit right there in front of their house and crank it down, to compact it.
trash, yeah.
I couldn't think of the word, to compact it. And a lot of times people don't understand that there's, especially the older compactors, you have to stay in the stationary position to be able to compact it, because when you're driving, it won't compact. Now the newer ones will.
So is it squeezing out stuff that lands in their driveway? Is that
It
the
is
problem?
not supposed to.
Or is it the sound?
It's the sound, because it
Okay.
is a real loud sound. And then you got the dogs barking and raising Cain and waking up the babies, and people get kind of ticked off about that.
Yeah. The other thing that I
At
noticed
3
when they
o'clock in the
stopped
morning.
by my house is they would leave kind of divots because the trucks
They're
kind of
very heavy.
Right.
Yes, they are. David's dream is to have a compactor, but he wants a smaller one.
Yeah.
Where you can go up people's driveways and not have to worry about crushing their driveways. Because the bigger trucks, that's what they'll do. They'll
Right.
break down the driveways. We've got one whole road that the reason they came on with us was because the big compactors actually broke their road.
Yeah. I can understand that. It's been a problem in our neighborhood.
I
Yeah.
think another big obstacle would be on-time pickup.
Right.
In
Well-
the countryside, we've got a lot of animals that are roaming around, and
Well, that's why I tell people to put cayenne pepper on their garbage bags.
Cayenne pepper.
Cayenne pepper, ground up cayenne pepper. I even grow it in my garden and dry it out myself and grind it.
And so that keeps...
I put it on our trucks to keep the cats out, because people go, "Oh, garbage truck, free meal for a cat."
Oh.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have thought of it.
Yeah. Then you don't have a passel of kittens.
I guess.
I would imagine you've seen just about everything in the trash, or David had seen everything in the trash.
It's probably one of those jobs like the pizza delivery guy. You've got some stories.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I was telling you earlier about somebody, instead of having to pay the extra fee it would cost, and they got by with it because David didn't catch it in time, for appliances and furniture, especially furniture, because you can't really store something like that, it's already broke down. So you put it on the truck, we pay by the pound. So you're going to have to pay a little extra for us to haul it away. They went and took a chainsaw and chainsawed the couch up and put it in bags. And every week they just put a couple bags out. It took David a couple weeks to figure it out. It was like a total of 8 bags. The last one had all these legs sticking out everywhere. So,
People are very industrious. Creative.
Yeah, creative.
Well,
That's a nice way of putting
you're
it.
bringing up a good point. Let's just suppose I have an old couch that has 3 legs to it and I want to get rid of it.
You call me during the week or call the office, and we set up a pickup day for you and a time.
So I just can't throw that into the trash.
Well, you can, but it ain't going to be picked up on your day.
Oh, okay.
That kind of stuff is you have to worry about tearing the bags. One piece of paper coming out of those trucks is $150 insecure load fine. Well, I was told it was 125, and then I was told recently that they jacked it up to 150. So I don't know.
If you had one of those once a week, it'd ruin your day.
And you know, well,
yeah, and the customers don't want to pay that fee.
Mm-hmm.
well, you know, you got to understand too, when you're going down the road and you see stuff flying out of trucks, you know, it makes your roads look bad. It can be a hazard.
Yeah, it can be.
You got a big piece of cardboard or something blow off and block your windshield.
Yeah, and with the garbage service, they get fined the same price as a semi losing a light off his rig, or somebody going down the road with a load of wood and a piece of wood falls out. You know.
So how do you prevent some garbage from falling out of the
Everything that can be has to be bagged, and all bags tied in a double knot, or a secure knot, I should say. The older generation, if you say a knot, a lot of times they think just looping it is enough, and it cannot come undone. And the reason I say that way is because on the bad, nasty days, when it's raining, snowing, sleeting, nasty, cold, the guys don't need to be out there trying to tie these bags. They need to get it thrown in and get in the truck and go so they can stay warm. And
you also have a screen, don't you, or something to prevent the...
yeah, it's screened in, with 2 doors. And got it, trying to get people to understand they need to watch the weight of their bags, because the bottom gate, the top of the bottom gate is like 7 foot in the air or something like that. So these guys have got to be able to throw it up into the truck. If the garbage is right up against the bottom gate, you can't open that bottom gate to throw it in. So,
Hey, and let's talk a little bit about used tires. I have a couple used tires, and I have a couple old TVs and different things that I'd like to get rid of.
I'll tell you what, you call the Gallia County Health Department, and they will tell you when the free days are.
Free days.
Free tire day, and free dump day, and free recycling day. Yeah.
Oh, so there are those those kinds
Gallia
of services.
County has the services for this
okay.
county.
All right.
Now, what I recommend you do with that is, that new vacation home that you have down on the river.
Yeah.
I suggest you take those tires
Yeah.
and you make a swing out of it.
There you go.
And you put it in that great big elm tree that's down there overlooking the river.
Well, as a
so
matter
that
of
way
fact,
you and
that's
Wanda
how we
can
got the
down.
used tires, because there was a swing down by the...
Well, you see, you convert that.
But see, Jason, they could also take and fix it up as a flower bed.
Yeah, flower beds.
Yes.
The tires make nice raised beds. You can put a nice big tomato plant in there, and it warms up the ground around it.
Yeah,
You
man.
just don't want them sitting around with water in them, because that is a big mosquito hazard.
Yeah.
Yes,
You don't want
West
that.
Nile
So if you make a
disease.
swing out of it, you got to put a hole in it. So you got to drill a hole through the bottom of it so it will drain. My goats use it. They're toys for my goats. They climb on them and play on them. And they'll even curl up in them in the wintertime and stay warm.
So
I didn't
so
know you
can-
had a playground for your goats.
I do.
Or your
I think
Yes,
that's
I do.
cool.
Yep, I do. Absolutely.
So I know now who can have my used tires.
No, I have enough right now.
Oh.
I'm good on the tire department.
But electronics, there's a major problem with used, no longer working.
Or
that's why-
batteries.
but see,
Batteries,
now
yeah.
batteries, we can take the batteries, because we can get those recycled. But the electronics, to be quite honest, I have not found anybody to take them. I mean,
Yeah, that's a problem even around here. The computer department has a place where they will pick up the computers and monitors. And when I say, well, how about my TV? Oh, they don't want that. Like, really? I can't bring my TV? So those type of electronics is different than your computer. Seems like it's easier to get your computer recycled than your TV. And from what I've talked to the Solid Waste Management District in Gallia County about, is they pay the fees to recycle televisions. They pay for hauling a semi to Columbus, dropping it off, and the fee is $1 per diagonal inch on the television to get it recycled. So if it's a 20-inch TV, it's $20 to get it recycled. So Gallia County is paying that for you on these free garbage days. So it's very advantageous to take,
You
your-
mean the free recycle days?
right.
Okay.
So the county pays the fees and all that for these things. So it's very good service.
Well, now that brings up a question. Let's suppose you've collected a truck full of different
Just normal stuff or
Bags of trash?
bags of
stuff.
trash.
Okay.
Garbage.
Where do
That's another thing, construction waste.
yeah.
Well, construction debris depends on what it is. I mean,
If I replace the roof,
if you replace the roof, the best thing I can tell you is get a dumpster
yeah,
and have it put in there, and they'll come and get it.
right.
Um,
If I redo my bathroom and I take out paneling or wallboard,
the wallboard and stuff like that, you need to make sure that it stays dry because it does soak up moisture once it's off of the
then that
walls.
costs you money to get it through the gate.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
And so, that's what I tell people. We pay for every pound.
right,
So you're going to pay, we have to pay, you're going to pay.
right,
I mean, that's only fair.
right. You can't
know?
eat it. You're in business.
That's it.
So what do you do with the bags of trash or garbage or refuge or waste?
Take it to the
Rubbish.
landfill.
And
Yeah, smarty pants.
landfill, is that available for anyone, or is that
Yeah,
just for?
but they have a 1 ton minimum, and whether you have one bag or a ton, you're going to pay the same price plus the fees and all that.
I see.
So you don't want to go up there with 3 bags in the trunk of your car.
Yeah, you're going to pay like
Well,
50, $60.
That would depend on what you have in your bags
Yeah, true. Very true.
and how big the bags are.
I guess.
Yeah, and we do not take what I call body bags. Okay.
They have those.
Since
Oh yeah,
Available to me?
you could fit a body in some of these bags.
Okay.
And when people go and get them, they fill them too full.
Right.
You know,
And you
so
can't pick them up.
hello.
now, Sheridan, I'm going to ask a loaded question here.
You better be careful.
Some people do put animals in the trash. What do you recommend people do with their animals?
I recommend to bury them because we don't take them.
That was the wrong answer, Sheridan.
We do not take dead animals or animal parts.
So I ask you again, what do you recommend people do with their dead animals?
Bury them.
No, Sheridan, they're supposed to call me.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
Yes, call Jason Winters.
Yeah, but if I went deer hunting and I dressed my deer and I've got carcass parts,
Oh, those I recommend that they take them out in the field and let the coyotes have them.
yeah.
Recycle everything. You
Now,
know.
as a farmer, I think that's a really bad idea.
Well,
'cause
then
you're
dig a
feeding
hole.
Coyotes, yes.
Then dig a hole. Is the only thing I can say
Right.
because we ain't picking them up.
Yeah.
That'll make David mad.
Especially on a hot summer week.
For some of our listening audience that do not know, Jason has a pet crematory.
Yes, he
Correct.
took care of one of my babies.
Yes.
And he allows a unique disposal of the remains, and then that way the owners can cherish and
Memorialize their
Memorialize.
pet.
Yeah,
I give people the opportunity to keep their pets with them forever.
yeah,
that's right.
yeah. So both of you are in some kind of
Small business.
small business, but also disposal of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, as we continue to talk, Sheridan, when you started out with just one customer, it really required you to sort of organize your thoughts, organize the directions, organize your marketing.
Make sure you're profitable.
Yeah, there you go.
And
Well, you helped a lot with that, Patrick.
Well, you were the one that had to sit down and write a business plan. So
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about what it takes to run a business.
Well, trying to build the clientele is the hardest part. We've gone around talking to people. We put out business cards. The business cards and word of mouth have been the best, absolutely the best. And door-to-door direct mailing through USPS worked really well too.
But I'm sure you can't be everything to everybody. So you had to start with just a certain location because you couldn't drive all over the county.
Yeah, well, we had a pretty big area that we only had like 10 people and kind of had to work around things. David was carpenter for about the first year and a half. He was carpenter during the day, and in the evening, as soon as he got off of work, he was right on the road going and picking up garbage. And, you know, when you're sitting there and trying to pick up somebody's garbage in the dark and you have one of them headlights on your hat, sometimes you have a tendency to miss some of the bags when they're black. You know? So he got in trouble a few times over that, you know, and but
he had that stick-to-itivism even during the worst times. I remember that one winter that there was a major snowfall and he was out there skating around.
Yeah, I think he went a total of 3 miles from the house. And he started, and this is in a little truck with good tires and 4-wheel drive, and that tire, it was just weaving all over the place. So he turned around and came back and says, "Guess what you get to do?" So I had to call all the customers and let them know.
Yeah.
And
aren't customers reasonable? I mean, you know, if you have
for the most part, yes. Yeah. 99% of the customer base that he has are very reasonable and very kind and understand. I mean, you don't want to go and mess up your vehicle.
Right.
I always think of them after Christmas and after Thanksgiving when there's, you know, extra stuff and you have missed a day and now you've got to try to get back on your schedule.
We run all holidays except Christmas. So Thanksgiving Day, he's out there running route.
Okay.
Now Christmas, you got
they have to work some extra to get those caught up.
Oh yeah. 1 year, normally he had 5 at that time. Normally he had 5 hauls that he took to the landfill, and that year he had seven. That 1 year, but that was Christmas and New Year's. And I actually had to sit out there with the extra truck, and he'd call me and say, "Well, you need to meet me at such and such place." And I'd trade trucks. I'd sit in the big truck while he took the little truck and went and filled it up, and you know, then both trucks would go to the landfill.
Yeah.
So you know, you do what you got to do to stay in business.
Is there anything that you found out that you weren't expecting about the business or the business world?
Oh my.
Let's see. We have a minute and a half left.
Minute and a half. Well, it's like getting the solid waste hauler's license, you know, certificate through the Gallia County. We had no clue about that, but as soon as we found out, we went and took care of it. The phone company, if you are running a business and the phone company finds out that you've been running a business on that phone line and don't have it listed as a business phone, they can take it retroactive back to when you started the phone company with them.
Yikes.
Yeah. So as soon as I found out, I was calling.
Okay.
You know, as soon as we find out about stuff, we try really hard
to get in compliance.
Yeah, be in compliance with everybody. But, you know, you always got that stray out there somewhere. You know, you find out about
something you didn't expect.
Yeah.
And you've been expanding. You expanded up to the northern part of the county the last couple months.
Yeah, it actually for about 6 months we've been up there.
So, what is your territory now for our listeners that are looking for a new hauler?
We go out Beulahville Pike. We go down 160 past Benton a little ways. We go down to Mercerville. We go Patriot area. We go
about a 30-mile radius.
Somewhere there, from
20,
Gallipolis out towards Patriot and Mercerville and
Okay. What's the name of the business?
Claggs Waste Disposal Services.
And you're in the book.
Or
Yes.
What's your phone number?
740-379-2696.
Now
Okay.
you're dealing with an older person, so it's a 740
379
379
2696.
2696.
Yeah, and
Okay.
if we're not in the office, leave a message.
Okay.
Sometimes
Fantastic.
it takes me a day or so to get back there.
Well,
Yeah.
as a volunteer to the business, etc. You know, David's out on the road, things
Yeah.
of that nature, and I would imagine when he gets home, it's very, very time consuming. Sheridan, I want to thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having
have,
me.
You have been an inspiration to many business owners, and you started with nothing, and I think it's just great.
And I appreciate you being on the show today, because if it wasn't for you being on the show today, I'd have forgot to put my garbage out, and my wife would have been mad at me. So thank you very much.
You saved his marriage.
Oh, you would have been up the creek, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Next week we have a special guest, and we're gonna. I want you to come back on Wednesday at 1:00 to meet that special guest. I'm Patrick.
You're not going to tell us who it is?
No.
Okay. I'm Jason.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for watching.